The ideas that gave birth to our nation are the ideas that our nation is resistant to right now, and we should talk about that all the time.
In a world where narratives are shaped by corporations and gatekeepers, independent voices matter more than ever. Badlands Media brings together citizen journalists, researchers, and independent thinkers.
The truth is triggering.
Question the narrative. Explore the facts.
It's authenticity, courage, resilience.
Search for the truth others won't.
It's not about being first or being right.
The information war is changing.
It's about being authentic.
Embrace the friction.
Embrace the friction.
Shut the f*** up.
Authentically antagonizing. Join the movement.
I'm going to say how I feel.
Follow Badlands Media.
This is about the future.
The Badlands. What are the Badlands? Explain those Badlands. That's a hell of a name.
Okay.
Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Daily Herald here on Badlands Media. I'm your host, Jon Herold, and I do have a question for you guys. Is my mic sounding all right? Because I was having issues the last few days, and last night it was really bad on Baseless Conspiracies, and then I changed some settings. I don't know if it sounds better. It's louder in my ears, but I don't know if it sounds better to you guys. So if you could let me know whether or not the audio is coming in okay, that would be appreciated. 5x5, 5% symbol. Sounds good. Okay, awesome. Thank you. Just had to get that out of the way. It is Tuesday, kind of a lame news day. It feels like everything is in a holding pattern right now. Like the Iran situation, the Ukraine situation, some economic stuff, gas prices, Bitcoin, gold prices, everything. Congress, Mitch McConnell's probably dead. But other than that, sounds the same as always, but different. Hammer guy, I don't know if you're just messing with me, because sometimes I feel like you are. USA Soccer did lose last night. That was interesting. Now everybody can go back to, we don't have to pretend we care about soccer anymore. 12 Indie Boy holding pattern for the Justice phase. Good to see you, by the way. Did you guys make it home yesterday? I forgot to ask. But yeah, it does feel like that. I don't know if it's the Justice phase or exposure phase or what phase we're in a holding pattern for, but it just feels like we're waiting for something. And I don't know what it is. Polaris Spark just got my soft disclosure order. Well, that's awesome. I would encourage you to try it out and let us know what you think of the products in the chat. RT Joan, I believe we're getting a painting of the cat today from you. That's what I've been told. Very much looking forward to that. T Gretzky, holy piss poor performance, stage too big. See Trump's Devo proof yesterday. Devo proof. Send me a link and learn to type also, Phil. Oh, random. Getting a call from when I used to fundraise at the school. The guy I used to fundraise with is calling me. So I'm going to text him back right now. Okay. Yeah, send me the Devo proof. But yeah, the soccer game. It was weird enough. And I talked about this a little bit last night on Baseless Conspiracies. And I think I talked about it a little bit yesterday. It was weird finding myself excited to watch a soccer game. I was looking forward to the game most of the day. I even watched the pregame coverage of it. And yeah, they did not perform well whatsoever. That was a bummer. But now we don't have to pretend about it. This is probably the last time I talk about soccer for literally 4-ish years. So we'll see what's up, Wahlberg Forge. Good to see you, man. Start Sparky. We got such good chat here. Evan, good to see you, man. Americans care about a sport that can end in a tie. Makes no sense. Yeah, there's so many things about soccer. I'm not going to get back into it, but yeah, so that's done. And did Trump go to any of the World Cup games? I don't think he did he? It's also kind of weird. But yeah, we'll get a quick word from our sponsors, and then I'm going to start like going through a couple things, but there was really minimal things to talk about. So Phil, I hope you can send me that link. That'd be great. And then whatever you guys want to talk about, I'd be happy to. And we'll see what happens. Might be a shorter one today, which is fine. But first up, we got Pet Club 247.
Science proves that a healthy immune system is the body's first defense against the smallest of ailments to the most catastrophic. Coriolus versicolor is the most sought-after, all-natural supplement for both humans and pets to help boost the immune system. There are over 400 studies worldwide on its effectiveness in humans, including Sloan Kettering Cancer Center, MD Anderson Cancer Center, and now from the University of Pennsylvania School of Veterinary Medicine. Together, we can help reverse this terrible tide now plaguing your loved ones and give them the immune-boosting supplements that they need.
Yeah, Pet Club 247. They are awesome. I'm going to have them back on the show, or at least on for an interview for America for Stories again, probably pretty soon. We also have Rise of Tire, I think, as a sponsor. Yes, Rise of Tire is a sponsor today. And while that's happening, I have to go check and see if I have my son's basketball shoes, and if I do have to set them outside. So if I'm not here when you guys get back, or when the commercial's over, I'll be here as soon as I can. So hold for processing. Rise of Tire.
What up, Badlanders? Are you ready to rock something new in 2026? Well, as always, we got you covered with the Rise Badlands Native Collection. Built from the rich tones and rugged terrain of the Dakotas, equal parts beautiful and brutal. Old roots, new vibe. Whether you got gators in your backyard or you have to take a bush plane to the post office, Badlanders are worldwide. Different dirt, same tribe. Speaking of different dirt, the ghost of Base Patrick Henry designed a plan for the border wall that he actually sent to the White House. It's friggin' hilarious. Now you can get it on a shirt, hoodie, and more. And don't forget, every order throws fuel on the fire of the Made in USA parallel economy. So grab something now at badlandsmedia.tv/rise.
Great timing. Look at that. Let's get my headphones back on. Yeah, Janet LN shared Ash's legal fund. She yeah, what a ridiculous ruling. I'm gonna have her on at some point to talk about it in more detail. I just know she's trying to figure out what she's gonna do here moving forward. We also might do some creative things like a raffle or something to help it out. I got a message tonight from Salvish in the chat, actually, or today. We're gonna look into some things, and as always, we're gonna support Ash the best way we can. Since Johnny needed a quick bong rip, I wish. Okay, Phil Scarborough DM'd me a video. Second term was a different state. Let's check it out. If I can get it to play here. Hold for processing while I try to get this sorted. Share screen, make that bigger. That's what she said. Why can I not start the video at a different time? Whatever.
But I spent the first 4 years. I spent 4 years in a little different state, and then we've had an amazing, probably the best year maybe ever had by an American president. When you look at the economy, we have the greatest economy we've ever had. We're going to be having meetings. I'm very friendly with many of the leaders.
Yeah, I like that. I'm going to play it one more time just to the part where he says, I had 4 years where I was in a little bit of a different state. I would maybe venture to say that's a minor devil proof. He talks about that though a lot. Like that's one of those where it's almost, I don't want to say it's gotten stale, but it's kind of gotten stale. Like, I don't know. To me, he said it multiple times. I already believe that's the case. And so him just repeating it, like I don't have to, jump to glorious breaking news decodes every single time he does it. Sometimes they're better than others though, but for sure. But this is a good one.
Some of them are new, we don't know them. I've been doing this for now sort of a long time. If you count the 4 years when we had a rigged election, it was very much into politics then too. But I spent the first 4 years, I spent 4 years in a little different state.
Little different state. Like it. Thank you, Phil. You want more details. I appreciate that. He knows he won the 2020 election, says Hammer Guy. He believes he was POTUS no matter what. Yeah, we just need the proof of that. And it should be soon. Should be very soon. We're told that we get that election fraud exposure. I'm just more so curious at this point to see what it is. Harold Patriot left $5 Rumble Rant, says, good morning, Badlands. Don't forget to buy some soft disclosure to support Badlands and Green Star. Heck yeah. Appreciate that. Oh, by the way, that's one of the things I was going to talk about. I don't know who it was, but over the 4th of July weekend, we got an anonymous $1,000 Badlands boost. And it says, happy 250th Badlands. It's to the whole company. And I just got to say thank you, whoever you are. You know who you are. I don't know. I truly don't know who it is. But your support is amazing. All of you guys who've supported us along the way, coming to our conferences, Rumble Rants, even just giving a thumbs up, whatever it is, it means the world to us. And stuff like this, it's humbling. And we appreciate it. And so with the Badlands boost, those, when they go to the whole company or the show or whatever, whoever you give them to, Badlands, it's like our own way to do a rant, right? We withhold the processing fee, but then beyond that, the rest gets split up amongst the hosts on the show or the company or whoever you leave it for. So we appreciate it. But yeah, no update on the Doge website. Again, I don't know how long I'm going to keep doing this. They've been like done. They're done now. So we talked about it a lot yesterday. I don't know how much more I need to go into it. This might be the last time I ever mention Doge, unless there's something newsworthy. But in terms of updating on the site, I don't think I need to do it anymore. Gold and silver. Gold's at 41.60. Silver's at 61.57. Bitcoin is up again today. Yesterday it was inching up towards 65. It came back down, but right now it's at just over 64. Badlandsmedia.tv/river and badlandsgold.com too for gold. Gas prices are still trending down. It's about a cent a day. It seems to go down. Right now it's at $3.79. We'll see if it goes down any further. Adam Carpenter, now that the USA is out of the World Cup, I can go back to not getting smashed during the week. Were you getting smashed during the week for the soccer games? That's funny. JSims0514, just placed my 4th order for soft disclosure. The deodorant and the lip balms are my favorite. The deodorant is amazing. Keith Higgins, John, you will talk soccer in 2 years when the LA Olympics cover them. Maybe. I don't think the Olympics are that as exciting as the World Cup. Q Wake, now I have no idea what to watch. Tyler Patsy Robinson, Messi, or John Lotion Father Herold, the founding father of Lotion. I didn't even realize Messi was on. See, I already lost all interest in soccer. I have not been able to get into any of the Tyler Robinson case. I know what's going on. I have a story actually pulled up. And me and Chris were kind of talking about it a little bit, just like texting. Like he's not on Twitter, so he'll send me messages like, hey, what's the vibe on this on Twitter? And I haven't been engaged in any of the Charlie Kirk, Candace Owens, TPUSA thing. I haven't followed it, haven't engaged with it. It rarely shows up on my timeline at all. So I haven't seen like any of this stuff. And I really, not to be insensitive, but I just don't feel like I care. Maybe that is insensitive, but it's just how I feel. Like I can't get interested in the case to like sit down and watch how they go through this. But we do have an update. We can go through quick. Tyler Robinson case, alleged murder weapon, notes to lover may surface on day 2. Former prosecutor says. Prosecutors on Tuesday showed never before seen security video of Tyler Robinson on the Utah Valley University campus on September 10th, the day he is accused of shooting and killing Charlie Kirk. CCTV footage from Utah Valley University campus captured Tyler Robinson's movements from the moment he arrived on campus through his alleged shooting of Kirk and continued tracking him afterwards. The video released by prosecutors allegedly shows Robinson on the top of the Losi Center for Student Success, where he's accused of assassinating Kirk. A lot of allegedly and accused. I guess that's how you're supposed to do it. Utah Valley University CCTV also captured the car being driven by Robinson leaving campus after the shooting. I thought he ran off into the woods or something. Well, let's see what Fox News has to say about it.
Yeah, Bill, preliminary hearings are called prima facie hearings. You're basically trying to assess the evidence. There's no jury here, so it's just the judge making a determination whether or not the state has presented enough evidence, and it's a very low standard in a preliminary hearing to move this to trial. Spoiler alert, this is definitely going to go to trial. There is a veritable mountain of evidence here, and I think the next couple of days you're going to see more state witnesses. They have 4 FBI agents, and they had 1 university campus police officer yesterday. And then the last is going to be what we call an 1102 statement from Lance Twiggs, who was the romantic interest and the roommate of Tyler Robinson. This is going to be an explosive couple of days just with the amount of evidence that's going to be put forward and the type of evidence. The state is going to also have an opportunity to cross-examine 3 witnesses that the defense is going to put on. They are all from out of state, and they all are DNA or biological experts, so they'll be weighing in on that. The cross-examination is where the interesting part is going to be this week.
Well, there you go. Bay Author's Dick in the chat says, I don't want to undermine the Tyler Robinson trial, but do we really believe the approved narrative? Let me tell you something. There is no point that questioning the official narrative or approved narrative is undermining anything. If you have reasons to doubt something, you should feel free to doubt it and not worry about whether or not you're undermining something. Because guess what? If there's truth to something or whatever, if the Tyler Robinson story we're being told is the truth, you questioning that shouldn't matter. It shouldn't. The truth will win out. Questioning something, questioning the truth of something isn't going to delegitimize it. It's when you lie about something or twist the facts while questioning it. That's where you're actually undermining something. But I don't think just questioning the official narrative, in which we should be conditioned at this point to question everything. We're supposed to question everything, including official stories like the Tyler Robinson case. And then also probably question stuff like this. We just had a post from Scott Jennings 26 minutes ago. Says, I spoke to my old friend, Mitch McConnell, this morning, the senior senator from Kentucky. He's still recovering in the hospital. We talked for just shy of 20 minutes about Iran, Ukraine, the unfolding situation in Maine, my visit to the Teddy Roosevelt Presidential Library, and even a little bit of Senate history. I told him we want to see him back at work as soon as possible. Do you guys believe it? First of all, you got to... My thoughts on this. Who is Mitch McConnell? He is, in my opinion, like an establishment guy. I know he put a lot of Trump's picks through in the first term, whatever. But I think he's kind of proven himself to be establishment, right? Uniparty. Maybe he has a handler. Maybe he's controlled. Who knows? His wife, everybody looks to her as yeah, that's his Chinese handler. Then who's Scott Jennings? I know, I like some of Scott Jennings' takes and some of the stuff he says. But he's still an establishment. He's the token Republican on establishment news channels. That's his role. He goes in to be the approved counter narrative to whatever the approved narrative is against the Democrats. I don't necessarily trust him. I don't know him. Is it possible, without actual proof of the conversation, that he's just making this up? Maybe. I don't know. Could be a psyop. Yes. Raising questions that can't easily be answered causes people to tell you to shut up. That is true, Rebel Nader. That is true. Nope, I don't think Twitch will ever be back to work. He may have talked at a body. He says he talked on the phone. He's dead. John thought he was wrong once, but he was mistaken. I love that quote. I thought I was wrong once, but it turns out I was just mistaken. Rebel Day, just be careful what platform you raise those doubts on, because you could get muted, like Space Shot 76 did to me yesterday. Yeah, I think that guy, like there's a few people out there, like in the truth community, that have totally bought into the narratives and ops about Badlands. And like, I'm pretty sure that guy's one of them. I'm pretty sure he has me blocked, or he's like, I can't remember. I'll have to look. I think he's either publicly said something like bogus about us, and I've never talked to the guy, so it would make sense. But what did he mute you for? Yeah, I only mute people who are like disingenuous over here, or like trolling, or saying something like super inappropriate. If you're engaging in the debate or discussion, advancing the debate or discussion, then you are welcome here. Making a big statement that I talked to somebody is sketchy by itself. I mean, I could literally go post something right now. I could post the same thing. I spoke to my new friend, Mitch McConnell. We talked about soccer. He was really hoping that Team USA would win, but they didn't. Told him I want him back to work as soon as possible. He muted me for, quote, blackpilling. That's so dumb. And it's so weird to me. I'll never understand the mindset of people. Because I mean, I see it all the time. But the people turn it, like the people with the stated goal of waking everybody up and trying to move the ball forward, mute or just trash people for blackpilling when they just want to talk about like what's actually going on. So dumb. Passion fruit, a man in his 80s would have broken ribs and a bruised sternum. Breathing would be done by event. Can't talk on event. That's true. He's probably on event. We don't know how long he's been in the hospital. Like, we don't know anything. We know nothing. Medbetsco, microdosing hopium is the only way. I agree with that. What's up, Ash? Jackie says Egypt, let's go. Did they score or something? Now I have to check the soccer game, which I forgot was even happening. It would be cool if like all the big names and powers like didn't. Is there like an underdog that we could look to be like, yeah, we want them to win? Rebelator, I might not openly support Trump anymore, but I'll be damned if I'm switching sides. Yeah, you don't have to support Trump. I mean, I would certainly disagree. I think Trump is still operating on a completely different level. And he's doing a lot of things to upset people on purpose. I think that's truly what he wants. He's taking those slings and arrows. Maggie 130, I wonder if he is probably dead already. That's what a lot of the speculation is saying. E.H. Cal, John, I also haven't been interested in the Charlie Kirk case either. They made it so political in a negative way, and the psyop that is being run throughout it too. It's disgusting. Yeah, I'm with you. Keith Higgins, did Scott Jennings also talk to Bruce Willis because he talks to dead people too? Time to make the 7th sense or 17th. That's funny. Jackie says Egypt is the current underdog. Well, yeah, underdog in this game. Great. Love an underdog story. But I'm saying, like, for the tournament, is there like one team that isn't supposed to even be here that's still alive? Edgar Friendly says VAR takes the goal away. That's the conspiracy of this tournament, is that they're doing everything to give Messi the win. Wow. Anyway, let's move on. CN Stewart, I don't support central casting, aka U.S. government in any way. Military's clown show is lame AF. Hammer Guy 35, criticizing Trump works. He listens to and seems to respond to his base. Yeah, if you believe in the feedback loop stuff, you have to give actual feedback. You can't just like, gurgle the narratives they want you to. I was going to say something inappropriate, but then I remembered I have to limit my swearing a little bit. But yeah, that's a good comment. I agree with you. What else do I got for you guys? Oh, there was this story Nothing too crazy. French court upholds Marine Le Pen conviction, leaves path open for 2027 presidential run. A French appeals court on Tuesday upheld Marine Le Pen's conviction for misusing 2.8 million euros or $3.2 million in European Union funds, but reduced the practical impact of her ban from seeking public office, leaving the possibility of a 2027 presidential bid. The court sentenced Le Pen to 3 years in prison with 2 years suspended and the remaining year to be served under home confinement with an electronic ankle monitor. Won't be her. The appeals court shortened the effective period of her ban from running for office to 15 months by suspending 30 months of a 45-month disqualification. As a result, she would remain eligible to run in France's 2027 presidential election. Although campaigning while subject to electronic monitoring could present logistical and political challenges. Hey, guess what? Joe Biden campaigned from his basement. So no, that's not true. You don't need to be on the road. You don't have to leave the confines of your home to run a presidential campaign. That has been proven. The case stems from a 2025 ruling that found Le Pen and several members of her National Rally Party guilty of diverting European Parliament funds intended for parliamentary assistance to pay party staff in France. 4 other former National Rally members of the European Parliament were also convicted in Tuesday's ruling. Honestly, I don't really care about this. It's a foreign country. It's just notable because it's like a world leader, a big name. And there's been multiple instances where world leaders have been indicted, charged, whatever, found guilty of some sort of corruption, which is no surprise there. Is it true? Is the corruption they committed true? That's a little TBD. You look at Trump, the example there. I don't think he was guilty of anything they went after him for. Is that the same case in other world leaders? It's very possible. So that's why I think that stuff's notable. Fix Baynet, the less you campaign, the more votes you get. That's true. Mebet's Co. This is the same game plan they used on Trump. Disgrace, banned from public office. Le Pen is a second generation of candidates in France. She is running on the same platform as her father. It's also the same thing they did to Bolsonaro. Both of them. I think I saw that the younger Bolsonaro is now indicted too. Hammer Guy 35. The Iran war is winding down because people were pissed and not happy overall. I like that. I agree. FixBayNet, like all the meme posters replying to his Truth Social posts. Exactly. Which, by the way, we can look at some of his Truth Social. I don't think I've looked at this yet today. Talks about NATO being stronger because of Trump. Isn't he going to NATO this week? Is that this week? Trump NATO summit. Let me just double check that before He's currently in Turkey. That's right. Okay. Man, see, I feel like this is how little interest I have in the news cycle right now. Like I've been doing show prep, almost like trying to find things to talk about. And there's just nothing. I didn't even know where Trump was today. That's crazy. Donald Trump says Toyota is moving from Mexico to the United States, Texas. A really big deal. Tariffs at work. Great stuff. There's really nothing. United States military has never been stronger or more powerful. No other nation can do what we do. It's not even close. This year we set even more historic recruiting records months ahead of schedule. Morale has never been higher. Our military's unmatched power was on full display during the celebration of 250 years of American independence. And like our country, the War Department has never been hotter. We need to keep it that way, which is why when Congress returns, we must pass Reconciliation 3.0 with $350 billion for defense plus the Save America Act. I'm calling on House and Senate leadership to make this their number one priority and ensure that $350 billion in Recon 3.0 moves out of the Budget Committee as soon as Congress is back in session. The Save America Act, which everyone is asking for, paired with the full funding of our great Department of War, can be passed very quickly, ensuring that the United States of America stays free for generations to come. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald J. Trump. He keeps saying he wants to attach it to a whole bunch of different things. I don't think this is going to work either, though. Didn't they already not fail to pass the Reconciliation 3.0, the defense funding? Trump wants to raise the Defense Department budget to $1.5 trillion, insane amount of money. And this is kind of what I was alluding to yesterday, like Doge stuff, fraud stuff, all that stuff's great. But the biggest thing we need to do is fix our spending, and our spending is growing, and it's growing out of control. Our interest payments are $1 trillion already. Lee Walden for $5 says, hey, John and crew, Alpha had a good look and presentation on Charlie Kirk's preliminary hearings last night. Discernment is the word of the day. Yeah, that's true. I do wonder, though, do people, like, I wonder if people outside of, like, who's actually interested in the Tyler Robinson case? My circle of friends, I don't think they care. I can't think of anybody I know outside of people on Twitter who have engaged in the TPUSA, Candace Owens, Charlie, like all that back and forth, the drama. I can't think of anybody who actually cares. And again, not trying to be insensitive. But yes, discernment is important with all things, but it's less important when you don't care and aren't going to like subject yourself to being psyoped in the first place. Because that's kind of where I'm at with it. But anyway, any other Truth Social posts? No, there's a bunch of random videos. Oh yeah, this is interesting. Walmart is going to be lowering their prices by a lot at the administration's request. They're going to be dropping the price for a pound of ground beef by almost 15%, among many other products. If they can do that so easily, why haven't they done it already? Like, how inflated is the price of beef right now? And how inflated are all prices? St. Pete 70s leaves a Yahoo article. This is from yesterday. This is from the Daily Beast, though. Anyway, Trump confidant says Mitch McConnell, 84, is brain dead. Oh, Laura Loomer. That's the confidant? I can't, guys. Sorry. I don't consider that to be a source. I mean, she may be right, may be true, but I'm going to wait for a second opinion. Blue Soul Art. CanCon is doing live commentary, watching the trial right now. Well, good for him. I ain't gonna subject myself to that or a CanCon stream. So Alpha reported on it extensively on a show, Just Alpha, last night. Yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to knock you guys. If you guys want to get into that stuff, go for it. I'm just not going to waste my time. Rebel Nader, that's because it's going to be 50% less ground beef. Prove me wrong. Well, he said a pound of beef, 15% less for a pound of beef. When beef is 50% over value, 15% is nothing saved. Yes, Hammer Guy 35 says, selling my overpriced house this week. I need to spread the wealth with Badlands. Thanks for all the great content. That's amazing, man. Where do you live, Hammer Guy? And how much are you selling your house for? Send everybody your address so we can watch the sale go through and see how much money you made. Lee Walden, John, any luck with my proposal on the AI film Be the Ball? I haven't played with it yet, but I do have it saved. I'm going to do it at some point. Black Hat Story, for this board, you can end your filibuster and end the stream and send everybody home to do something more interesting. Yeah, let me check if I have any more stories that I did want to get into. Oh, Justice Kagan and Barrett are on tap to testify on Capitol Hill next week. It's going to be the first time since 2019 that members of the High Court will testify on their annual budget request to Congress. Interesting they send these two. You'd think it'd be the Chief Justice, but it's not. Anyway, they're going to appear July 14th before the House Appropriations Subcommittee on Financial Services and General Government, which has jurisdiction over the annual spending measure that funds the Supreme Court, according to a scheduling announcement from House Appropriations Chair Tom Cole. Also going to give testimony the same day to members of the Senate Appropriations Committee. I mean, I doubt anything interesting is going to come out of that, but you never know. Might keep tabs on it. But yeah, with that, guys, I might just end it now because I really don't have anything else super interesting. So unless you guys do. John, wait for Benny Johnson to confirm Laura Loomer's story. Just saying, because you said you didn't know anybody covering it or interested in the trial. I said outside of like battle. I'm saying in like my circle of friends who I lovingly call my normie friends. I do need to think of a better term for that, name for that. But none of them care. I'm just trying to think of like the normie mind, the people that were always saying that we're trying to wake up, right? Which, if I'm being honest, I don't think we need to do that anymore. But it's the excuse that a lot of people use in the truth community. It's all about waking the normies, right? So I'm thinking of the normie mind. How many of those people care about the Tyler Robinson trial to the point where they'll tune in to watch? Maybe a lot. I don't know. I don't know. Q Swords, John, ask Ash regarding her case news. I did invite Ash onto the show today, but she said she wants to wait until she has a better game plan of how she wants to proceed. So eventually I'll get her on, just not right now. But with that, guys, I am going to end it here. Let me see if I have any other sponsors to get to. Oh, softdisclosure.com. I won't play the ad, but I highly encourage you guys to get yourself some soft disclosure. If you haven't yet, go read the reviews, softdisclosure.com. Promo code Badlands. Support Badlands Media. Get some of the best skincare products that you can find. I'm also going to do a quick Rumble Studio ad. Help keep the lights on. And then we'll get you out of here. Maybe I'll raid Brian's show. Unless Ghost is on after me. I think he is. There's some geopolitical stuff he's been sending in the private chat. No, I don't see him. Oh, no, there he is. Yeah, he's got a new thumbnail. He is coming on after this. So I'll raid you guys over there. All right, parents. I know the 4th of July is come and gone, but here's something worth talking about. The fireworks are over. The cookouts are finished. And the flags will slowly come down. But America's story is still worth teaching. This year marks America's 250th birthday. And there's never been a better time to help your kids understand the people, the principles, and the sacrifices that built this country. That's why I wanted to tell you about a free guide called The Kid's Guide to America's 250th Birthday. It takes kids back to the birth of our nation, introducing them to the founding fathers, the signing of the Declaration of Independence, and the incredible courage it took to fight for the freedoms that we enjoy today. Instead of a dry history lesson, it's filled with engaging stories, colorful illustrations, and fascinating facts that make learning about America exciting and memorable. If you want your kids to understand that the 4th of July is about more than fireworks, that is about freedom, responsibility, and the incredible story of our nation's founding, this is a great place to start. The best part, you can get the Kid's Guide to America's 250th birthday completely free with this special offer. Just cover $2 shipping and processing. Head over to freeusabirthday.com. That's freeusabirthday.com. And get your free guide today. I'm actually going to do that right now and get it for my kids. So you guys should too. Anyway, thanks everybody for tuning in. Do me a favor, hit that thumbs up. We should be back on our normal YouTube channel tomorrow. Oh, and by the way, I was thinking of something. You know, I do show prep in the mornings, and sometimes there's like not a lot to talk about, whatever. But would you guys be interested if I did a like local stream, like for an hour before the show starts, where I just like you guys can go through show prep with me? You'd have to be a subscriber to Locals, and it wouldn't be all that interesting. I'd just be looking at news stories and kind of hanging out in the chat type thing. But if that's something you're interested in, let me know, because I think I'm willing to do it. Just like a private local stream, doing show prep, hanging out. If that's something you guys would like, let me know. But anyway, with that, I'm going to raid you over to Ghost. You guys have a good rest of your day. I will see you again tomorrow right here on the Daily Herald, 1 p.m. Eastern, right here on Badlands Media. Catch you later.
Let's get started.
That's what she said.
Oh, that's real good.
Why they stopping me? Stopping me.